Hey man, forgive me for that recording though. You know, this is being recorded after the recording that's coming up. But I'm just losing my voice. I just got some water. But yeah, man, basically don't give up. Don't give up. Oh, I was gonna say I shaved the mustache because I think I skipped that part. I shaved the mustache because the strands were affecting when I eat. It was touching the cut and the burn inside my lips. So that's why I'm looking crazy. I'm sounding crazy, man. It's gonna be a rough week. Can't give up though. Gotta keep knocking it out. Knock out the work, man. Just keep doing it. Keep going. Keep going. Man, what's going on, world? Oh shit, hold on. What's going on, world? I don't know if I was covering the mic. Yeah. I look crazy. I might sound crazy right now. I'm gonna tell you something. Since what day was that, man? Thursday, I went to work. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. I got the burps, got the hiccups. Thursday I went to work. You know what I'm saying? I I was feeling kind of sick that day. I was like, damn, what the fuck? It's kind of bad. I don't really know how I'm gonna get through today. Hold on, let me look out here. So I don't know how I'm gonna get through today, but I gotta do it. So I just at work. I was kind of lightheaded. I had one of my coworkers were out. I was like, I'm about to cover all the ground for myself and him, so that way Friday when I'm off, I can do stuff for myself because I was off that Friday. But anyway, Thursday, excuse me, I'm a little sick, so that's the point. Since Thursday I've been sick. Today is Sunday. Friday and Saturday I more or less stayed home, slept in as much as I could. Put the the emergency, like the vitamin C powder in the water, stirred it up, drank it. You know what I'm saying? Got healthy as much as I could. You know what I'm saying? And I tried to sleep off as much as I can, and I found myself, like eating as much protein meals as possible. I had some leftover teriyaki. I ate that. Tried to recharge my energy. That was Friday, and then just kept on going, just kept on pushing forward. And when I had time, I just recorded some content. Whether that be the gaming or whatever. But your boy was sitting there, just struggling. I think I talked about this in earlier videos. I had like these little canker sores inside of my lip. They were originally like on this side because I was overly eating on one side, compensating for pain on another side. So then it kept on like moving back and forth. And then lately, these specific foods I've been eating, I've been having it's like certain like meats and steak. Been tearing it with my front teeth, obviously. Shit like that. Just like chicken wings and steak and shit like that. So a lot of stress kind of built up in the front as much as like the actual stress I've had in my life. So there's been a lot of stress going on. And it's like, I was thinking like, okay, I know I'm not that sick, but then as I was drinking the tea, like I burned the area a lot more in the inside, and I burned it on this side too. So it's just been like a fucked up, it ain't been perfect. It just hasn't been perfect. So Friday I'm over here, sick as hell, just doing my little thing, remedying myself and whatnot. Saturday I more or less did the same thing. And like I said, I'd sleeping as much as I could. If I had trouble sleeping, I would try to eat to replenish my health. Try to drink as much tea, boil as much water as I could. Kept on blowing my nose. Started getting lightheaded, blowing my nose all day. Spitting out as much phlegm in the toilet. All that. So you're just trying to get over this sickness. You know what I'm saying? That's Saturday. And I'm just getting through all this, whatever, knocking it all out. And I'm feeling a whole lot better today. I think it's Sunday. I'm feeling a whole lot better. But every now and again, I get like a sneeze or something coming into work. I was okay. It's still kind of there. It's lingering. And like, I'm just stuffy. Like I'm real stuffy and like my throat's still sore, but it wasn't as bad as the past 2 days. So anyway, I'm probably supposed to use a sick day, but I'm like, honestly, if I knock out, like I'm in that same mentality. If I knock out the work for today, I can make sure everybody's situated for tomorrow because I'm not going to be here. That's my mentality. I don't advise people do that, to be honest. It's just part of who I am, but it's also because I'm physically capable of doing it. And I'm in the mentality of, if I can physically still do it now, it would make sense to do it now than later. Because a lot of times people will delay things, and they'll It's like, for certain things, it's like you can't, there's like things you physically can't do the same as if you were 20, like trying to do it in your 50s. So there's people that actually, don't get me wrong, I've seen people run marathons in their 50s and 60s. It's doable. But to the efficiency that you'd love to do it, probably wouldn't be like how it is in your 20s. That's no knock to the 50 and 60-year-olds, but but again, nonetheless, those 50 and 60-year-olds, they have the mentality of not, excuse me, the mentality of not giving up. And I gotta have that, that's the common denominator that I want to keep, is that people started having this I won't give up anymore mentality, and it kicks in their 50s. I won't give up anymore in their 40s. And like for me, I've always had it, and I don't want to let go of it, where I'm just like, I just want to be able to, express my gratitude to my coworkers, if not my, people that hold it down for me. So I go hard. I just go hard. You know what I'm saying? Pause. And it's like, you got to do that. You got to do that for people. You got to do it for yourself. You know what I mean? You got to do it at a certain pace where you don't crash out. And it's like, I thought about this today because, obviously I'm seeing like the news and shit. It comes across my timeline. It's, the everything from all the different like terrorist attacks, domestically in the U.S., mixed with the ceasefire in Israel and Gaza and all this. So, I'm seeing everything, and it's just like, we're not really in them circumstances. A lot of us, especially a lot of us who have the privilege to just, doom scroll on their phone and find random content like this and stuff like that. It's like, we're not in a place where like you're being held at gunpoint and you have no choice. And then, you're not like, for those who have siblings, you're not forced to watch your sisters be abducted or violated in front of you, your mom as well, your dad killed because he's the muscle of the house. Like, a lot of us aren't in those predicaments. And I hate to say it, there are some households and there are some neighborhoods here in the United States where, it can get fucked up. It is a war zone like that. And you really got to survive, and you got to, get down or lay down type shit. It really be like that in some neighborhoods and some sections, but more or less, it's not like your whole country or whole like territory. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them people, they themselves are, or, I've heard stories of, people here that they've put enough money together to get their younger siblings or their sisters out of the fucking city that they're in the U.S. But you try that shit in these other countries where shit's going down, you have no choice but to just stay put because you're just kept there by the military, if not the barricades of, checkpoints and shit like that. So, we don't have that. And for that, utilize your time well. Utilize your resources and your ability to travel and see outside of your city, outside of yourself, around you. Just, a lot of times we just, like that's the whole mentality, man. Don't give up. Like, you got this much privilege and leverage and, whatever around you. You can go out and do some shit, man. You can go out and travel. You can see things. You can get out of your own box. Like, you're not boxed in by force. You're not held into captivity. Your people aren't held into captivity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no reason to have a give up mentality. You shouldn't give up. A lot of people in those situations and predicaments, and I've spoken to people from around the world. I've traveled to Warsaw, Poland, where I met people that were of different branches of the same organization that I was part of. And those branches were in different cities and countries. And it's like, they'll tell you the conditions. They'll be like, but yeah, they'll tell you like, a lot of times you're forced to just kind of lie just to get around a situation. And, you can't be as truthful and as expressive as most Americans can. And even then, like every choice has a consequence, whether or not, no one's going to stop you from speaking your truth, but you can tell the truth, but it's just the consequences here are a little less than how it is in like around the world type shit. So I say all that to say, like, not to be preachy or whatever, but it's just like, if you got it good, man, utilize the good and don't give up, man. Don't ever think that, you can't, you can't move to a city that's better for you. You can't find a job that's better for you. Just don't ever give up on the whatever. You have the privilege to do a lot of these things. And, that's what I'm saying with the people that are from those places. I actually met two people. One had was part of one of the branches that was in Israel. I forget where she's from. Maybe I shouldn't say. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say. And then the other person, he was from Gaza, actually. I hope he's okay. He's from Palestine. And he was a documentarian. And, the girl that was from Israel, she made it clear. She was like, I don't agree with that shit. And, not, this is like 2012, 2013, actually. So it wasn't like how it is in recent times. Who knows how she feels now? But even during that time, she's like, yeah, our occupation over there doesn't make sense to me. And when it was mandatory for us to, you know, do the military trainings and do our service, she basically convinced some people that she was retarded. That's what she was. That was the way she said it. She's like, I just, part of I forget what it's called, like the examination or whatever. I forgot what the fuck she did. She just did some crazy shit, and it's just like, got along really well with the dude from Palestine, who was just a documentarian. Dude was just chilling. He's like, yeah, when every time we get a chance to travel, if I'm able to leave, like, I just try to film and just see the world and bring it back and even spread word about what's going on here and then bring those images and videos to people around the world. So that was his thing. And they got along really well. But they were both from places where it's like your hands are tied and you're forced to lie to get through, lie to get by. You know what I'm saying? You got other people like, that's what I'm saying is, like, I've talked to people like my grandpa, for example, just being a kid, single digit ages during World War II in the Philippines. And it's like, dudes telling me all this shit. It's like, man, you don't have many choices at that time. And if you gave up, it was simply suicide. You know what I mean? At that point, if you gave in, you just started anything from like crying and giving up. It's just like, okay, you're basically just handing your life over to someone. You might as well just hand your life over to someone, if not just kill yourself at that point. That's what he was telling me. It was like the idea that, and that's the other bigger conversation about mental health, is like the idea that people feel like they can't do shit and they have to give up and actually commit suicide is terrible. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot. I'm not here to be unsympathetic to it. I just want to let people know, like, you have choices, man. You may not always have a voice to speak with. You know what I mean? You may not have a friend or a family member that understands or empathizes with you. And that's fair. I've had days and nights where it felt that way, where it was like, ain't nobody I can chop it up with, man. And I've found myself calling the, I don't know what line it is. It's like, it's the, but I don't know if it was there's a, it's called crisis line or some shit. Like, you look that up. There's like a crisis line, and it's mainly for people who are like, they need to be talked out of killing themselves, basically. And a lot of times they're like, what are you calling for? Are you calling for yourself? Are you calling for someone else? And I was like, calling for myself. They're like, what do you need tonight? A lot of times I might just tell them, I just need someone to talk to. Just need kind of someone to hear me out, I guess. I don't know. Like, everyone else isn't picking up the phone right now. They just seem to be busy. And if they're not busy, they really got shit to do, and I don't want to bother them. Some people really got kids to take care of, and I don't want to keep bothering them. But some days I'm just like kind of, sunken down, thinking about all my dead friends and shit like that, family members and shit like that. Thinking about, I walk through this, my gentrified neighborhood, and it's like, it ain't what it used to be. It ain't the love that it used to be. And I call the number sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. That's what I'm saying. Like, I speak as someone who has utilized these resources where it's like, this stuff is available, man. People aren't always going to be there for you, but the resources will. And it's like, you just can't give up, bro. Like, that shit is there. You'll find people. And then don't be surprised when those people find you. They reach out to you. You got to be smart enough and sharp enough to gauge whether or not that person is using you or about to. That's a whole other story in itself, but you got to be sharp, man. You just always got to be on top of shit. You got to remember who you're living for, if you have anyone to live for. And if you don't, man, you got to do for yourself. Breathe with yourself, man. That you can get through it, that you can get far. This shit not going to happen in a day. So it's a fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to tell y'all not to give up. Trying to put things in perspective, man. I know, You know, a lot of us still have our limbs, man. Excuse me, all of our limbs. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it feels like I'm sick, but like, don't get me wrong. I still move my body. You know what I'm saying? Knock this workout. You know what I'm saying? Go to work, help out my fellow people. So then that way they don't got to work that hard the next day. Look out for people like that, you know? You ever heard that saying, if everybody does a little bit, no one has to do a lot? I just want to do my part. Some days I'll be doing a whole lot. I got coworkers that do a whole lot for me. And when I come back, it's like, you know what? I got to look out for them too. And it's just a trade-off. It's just a continuous trade-off. Leading by example. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to come by that. It's hard to come by that. You know? But you got to set the tone, set the example. Listen, man. I'm going to cut it off there because I'm dying. This tea is trash. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.